Hey guys, welcome back to another AFK Arena video, and in today's video, I know I made a video on this a couple months ago, but this is it's outdated information. Not even probably, it's just flat out outdated information. So, in today's video, we are going to be going over Stargazing priority and Temple of Time priority. Starting with the Temple of Time priority. For Awakened Heroes, you've got Belinda, Thane, you've got Brutus, you've got Solus, you've got Baden, you've got Taline for Celestials, and Aziz for Hypogen. How can you tell it's Awakened? Well, it has that little SP mark in the top left corner of the portrait. So, which of the Awakened heroes should you go for first? Personally, in my opinion, the best one to go for would be Solus, just because she finds places in campaign, but she's used a lot in Twisted Realm and Cursed Realm, which is, a favorite game mode among a lot of players. She also finds utility in the King's Tower, the Wilder Tower. She's just really solid overall. If you don't want to go for Awakened Solus, go for Awakened Brutus. Awakened Brutus is an absolute beast in PvP. You can find him in some Cursed Realm comps. You can find him in the Mauler Tower, King's Tower, campaign. He's used almost everywhere, pretty much. Baden might also be a good choice, used in a couple Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm comps, Graveborn Tower, places like that. Even in PvP2, campaign. Belinda, she's used in campaign, guild bosses, Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm, PvP, things of that nature. Thane, he's mostly just PvP in the tower, so he would be low priority for me. Awakened Taline's been replaced in mostly everywhere. She's still a decent damage dealer in the tower, but there are definitely better options. And Aziz. All you need of Aziz is one copy, never anything more. So, for Celestials and Hypogeans, who do we go for? Someone I go for is Lucretia, just because she's used literally everywhere, Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm, well, actually mostly just Cursed Realm, and Cursed Realm not really so much, but she's a beast in the Hypogean Tower, PvP she's a monster, campaign she's absolutely just amazing. So Lucretia is all around an amazing option to go for. So I would always go for Lucretia first, no matter what kind of account you're doing. From here, it kind of just depends on kind of where you're going with your account. If you're going for a campaign-focused account, next up, I would go for Alna to Ascended. I meant to mention, for any Awakened hero you build them to 1 star. For Lucretia, build her to 1 star. Alna, you want to get her to Ascended because her 9 of 9 furniture is what she needs to function in team compositions. From there, I would grab 1 copy of Mahira, 1 copy of Mortis. You're going to need Mahira for the charm team, and then Mortis for the buffs in campaign. Then Khazard to Mythic, get him to the plus 30 signature item for the extension on crowd control, and then Mahira to Mythic for survivability. These two work hand in hand in the Mahira charm team. Mortis, get him to the plus 20 signature item Mythic after that. Just for, survivability, so he can pop more buffs onto other heroes. Then, at this point, I would, if you do not have Zolrath at Ascended, go ahead and Stargaze Zolrath at that point, because for the Mahira charm team, Thor and Cheese maybe in certain situations, you will need to get Zolrath to Ascended tier for the 3 of 9 furniture, at minimum 3 of 9 furniture. Then back to the Celestials, we do Halus to 1 star for campaign, just because of the huge amount of buffs he gives. And then also, by this, before you do the Halus, grab one copy of Aziz if you already have a copy of Aziz. Don't go for the copy of Aziz. But Aziz is used in Thor and Cheese. So, after you've done all those others, get Aziz to Ascended for Thor and Cheese. And that's pretty much, if you're going to be 100% campaign focused. If you aren't going to be 100% campaign focused, then you can throw in a little variation with some of the Cursed Realm meta, things like that. So for Cursed Realm, the heroes that you're going to need, obviously you'd start out with Lucretia, but then, instead of the Ulna to Ascended, Twins to Mythic. I didn't do this just because you can typically borrow twins out from people, but it's still a good rule of thumb to have your own copy of the twins, so you can borrow other heroes. So, I'm kind of working on twins to at least Mythic now. And then, so you get your twins to Mythic. What do you do next, right? You get your Mortis to Mythic. Mortis for the buffs. And then, after that, you want to get your Halus to 1-star, give him the Engravings, because he's just an absolute buffing monster in, Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm. And then also, another hero you see in Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm is Khazard. He's not in many comps, but if you have a Leonardo-esque comp in Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm, you will end up using Khazard. So just grab Khazard to Mythic. Besides, once you get that at least singular copy of Mehira, you can, even though you won't be pushing campaign, it'll still help you out in campaign. Now, from here, Orthos Tailing, really you don't need them because, they're not in as many teams as they used to be. What I personally would go for after that is some of the newer heroes that are being heavily used in Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm. That being Vithael, whatever you want to call him. Just because, and get him to 1-star just because he's a damage dealing beast. He gives amazing buffs. He's a tank hero too, so I would assume he's fairly tanky. So yeah, 309 E60, meaning 30 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture, engraving 60. That's where you want to bring him, so he needs to be at the 1-star. Kanisa and Rook, same thing. They, from what I've seen, they are an absolute beast at tanking. They do some pretty okay damage. Another good choice is Frampton, because he's used in PvP. He's okay in the tower. He's used in Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm, things like that. Also, something I needed to mention is for the Awakened heroes at the Temple of Time. Once they hit Ascended tier, you can get extra copies out of them out of the Stargazer, because I have Awakened Talion at Ascended and I have Awakened Solus at Ascended, so I can grab copies. But I can't see Brutus, I can't see the others. That's because I don't have them at Ascended. It's better to go for the 1-star on your Awakened heroes through the Stargazer than the Temple of Time. So please keep that in mind when you are building your heroes free to play. And just for those of you who are watching this and are like, what the heck is this guy even talking about? What is furniture? What is engravings? Okay, so really quick, going over this. Signature item unlocks at Mythic tier, provides extra stats and skills that are unique to each hero. Furniture unlocks at Ascended tier. See, this is base Ascended tier, and you get the inn. It gives extra stats depending on what hero and what furniture item it is, and then it also gives skills that are specific to the hero. And then the engraving unlocks at 1-star. You've got your engraving 30 and your engraving 60, which gives all sorts of amazing stats and also skill upgrades depending on the hero. For your Awakened heroes, these are the skill upgrades. See, the 4th skill on an Awakened hero is going to be your engraving upgrades. But for normal heroes and Celestial and Hypogen heroes, this is going to be for the skill upgrade for E30. This is going to be the skill upgrade for engraving 60. And then also engraving 80. Don't ever do this free to play. I know I did it. I just did it for fun. But if you're going optimal free to play, never do engraving 80. That's just a sort of like pay to win buff for PvP. So, and speaking of PvP, for those of you who are really desperately interested in PvP, Stargazing priority, you want yourself, now this isn't going to be in order, you want Alna, you want Lucretia, you want Mortis, you want Halus, you're going to want Vathale, Tarnos, Audrey, you want Zafrael, you want Athalia, Zolrath, I don't think you see Aziz, you see Frampton, you see Valoris, well, not really Valoris as much, you don't see Valoris, but you also see Kanisa and Rook. So yeah, PvP, don't do it free to play. Save that for the pay to win people. But yeah, that's pretty much Stargazing priority in a nutshell. If you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments down below, or message me on Discord. My Discord tag is Lux with the tag as 9417. So message me on Discord if you have any questions as well, and I will be glad to answer them, show you tips and pointers, etc. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if you're noticing I'm uploading different content instead of AFK Arena. And that's because, like I said, I think I said this in a previous video, I'm a little burnt out of AFK Arena content creation right now. So I'm just taking a small little break from AFK Arena content specifically, just so that I don't get entirely burnt out and just stop playing the game altogether. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.